Loro, it's beyond insane about how this Padre ball club has kept this ship afloat, though, despite, five of their main guys going down with COVID. Of course, Fernando Tatis Jr. came down with a positive test while they were on the road in Colorado, I believe. Will Myers had to leave a game early because he was a close contact. Then they had to put Jr. on the IL, Jurickson Profar on the IL, Eric Hosmer on the IL, and Myers on the IL because of the COVID protocols, though. And all this happens, so when they play the St. Louis Cardinals. And if you know the Padres' history, guys, the Cardinals are like the big bad, villain that they could never beat until last year in the postseason. And they go out there, though, and sweep St. Louis at home to kick off the homestand. Then they sweep Colorado, obviously, a team who's in a major rebuild after a very, I think, probably one of the stupidest trades in baseball history in my mind with them dealing Nolan Arenado to St. Louis. And then they also sweep the rival Seattle Mariners, though. And all this, though, guys, goes down with majority of their main pieces injured or ill because of COVID. And Jace Tingler pushes the right buttons, though, and the Padres somehow make this work. 9 straight wins. Their first 9-0 homestand since 2009, I believe, was the last time they did a 9-0 homestand and stuff and all that going on, though. But they just somehow, some way, though, kept it together, and things could have really, I think, gotten really bad for the Padres with not having Tatis Jr. Again, he missed time with that shoulder injury he had earlier in the season, though. But I'll tell you what, though, Loro, I have not seen this city, minus last year, be this pumped for a Padre ball club since maybe 1998. And I know a lot of us here in San Diego say that though. There's not been a lot to look forward to here over the past several years because, of course, the Chargers leave for Los Angeles, and stuff like that. And, of course, the Padres, have been the main team, though, and they've tried to kind of compete with the Dodgers since 2015. It didn't work right away. But then, of course, this season at least, though, Blake Snell, Yu Darvish, Joe Musgrove, Mark Melancon, and that this ball club just has been fun to watch. Even if you're not a Padre fan, you could be a Dodger fan for all that I know, or even a casual baseball fan. How do you not enjoy watching this team play? Yes, the antics, the showboating, the swag chain may get on your nerves, though. But I think, though, Lauro and Trevor, I say this a lot, though, but in a day and age, though, where people are turning away from baseball because of these unwritten rules and all these, old school, players, oh, get off my lawn, don't celebrate, don't do this, don't do that, though. In a day and age, though, where baseball is losing its way because of the games being too long, all the ludicrous rule changes, and, this is going wrong, that's going wrong. And in a day and age, though, where people are turning away from baseball, the San Diego Padres, in my mind, are bringing the fun back to baseball. Yes, it may get on your nerves if you're not a Padre fan and you're viewing it from the outside. Loro, this is not a shot at you and the Dodgers, but just seeing it on the web, though, about, oh, come on, act like you've been there before. This is not what baseball needs. Baseball needs players like a Tatis Jr. and like a Machado and Hosmer and like a Padre ball club to bring people back into the ball games. I mean, I'm looking forward to June 17th when we go back to full capacity. They've even moved the game time up against the Reds that night to 5:40. They're doing a regular opening day festivities, pyro, the giant flag, the roster introductions, just like opening day, because no one could be at opening day, minus 25% capacity. I've been to one game this year, and I have not, for a long time, I've not walked into Petco feeling like the Padres had a chance to win a game until I went to that game back on April 2nd versus Arizona, seeing Snell's debut, though. But, the anticipation of, the Padres have a chance to win. And, again, their lineup 1 through 9, okay, may not be the most scariest lineup in baseball, but it's pretty damn close if you ask me, and especially with them having to juggle a lot of the pieces, though, because of COVID, because of injuries, and because of other factors, though. They've made this work, though, and I think that it may not be this year, though, but I think if you're a baseball fan, the next couple of years are going to be fun to watch to see how, in fact, that the Padres challenge the Dodgers. And so far, we've had 7 entertaining games between San Diego and Los Angeles. And, hey, it may not be, Loro and Trevor, it may not be Yankees, Red Sox, but it kind of has that feel. I don't buy Dave Roberts' remarks one bit that it's not a rivalry. This year proves there is legitimate beef. There is a legitimate hatred. Legitimate rivalry is, in fact, brewing in my mind between these two ball clubs. And again, it may not pan out right away, I think as more time goes on and more of these guys stay with their ball clubs, it's going to be very entertaining. But again, though, fellas, in a day and age, though, where baseball is losing their fan base because of the games being too long, and you have a ball club out there with probably the face of baseball, and Fernando Tatis Jr., again, who's on the cover of MLB The Show, though, and a ball club not afraid, regardless of what people say, not afraid to play the game in a different way with the the college foot, like the Miami University turnover chain after a guy hits a home run, or the stolen bases and the flashy play and maybe some of the antics. That is what I think is going to bring people into the game and back into the game, because for the sheer fact, though, guys, of all these people out there, and Loro, I got to give props to Trevor Bauer. Here Fernando Tatis Jr. mocks him, covering up his eye after he hits a home run off him, and Trevor Bauer said, "You know what? I'm cool with that." And I think that Bauer earned a lot of respect from Padre fans because he gets it. And also, I think that Bauer gets some credit here, though, as well, because he's a guy who's kind of on. He's like, forget the anti-fun police. Let's let these guys show their emotions, and I have to applaud him a lot, especially on a ball club low row with Dave Roberts and Clayton Kershaw, who are still, in my mind, stuck, 20 years ago about, don't pimp home runs, don't celebrate your strikeouts if you're a pitcher. Trevor Bauer is basically saying, screw it. Let's bring some fun back. And like we say, though, Loro, let the kids play. Simple as that. It's going to be fun to watch. But for the Padres, though, great homestand. Probably not going to last with that best record, though. They're down right now to the Brewers 5-0 in Milwaukee. But at the same time, though, exciting times, though, for my hometown. Again, we've not had a lot to cheer for here in a long, long time. And it's refreshing to see the Padres, and refreshing seeing this more so. I said this last year, though, fellas. It's been refreshing seeing this city once again fall in love with the Padres. Because, again, for a long time, it was, opposing fans coming down here and taking over Petco or taking over Qualcomm Stadium back in the day. And that there's been a genuine, I wouldn't say like a genuine, remarriage, but another genuine love again for baseball here over the past nights. And even before, when it didn't work out, that 2015, I'm going to go to my grave saying this too. 2015 is kind of when I think the love affair with the Padres kind of, I think, came back finally, because again, all those years of, fire sales and trading away all the best players that we had, though, for, guys off the scrap heap or aging veterans, or obviously that diamond in the rough, though, of getting Tatis Jr. from the White Sox for James Shields, though. And then I told Loro off air, though, of, even getting, the fact of the Padres getting Eric Hosmer, getting Manny Machado. And then you fast forward to 2021, though, Snell, Darvish, Musgrove, Melanson. It's just like, this never happens here. It never had happened here, guys, since 98, when the Padres had that 12-team trade, I think, back in the 90s with the Astros, when they got Caminetti and Steve Finley and guys like that. This sort of stuff never happens here. And to see it finally happen to a city like San Diego, of course, Cleveland's right there, though, about them having a tortured history. But for my hometown and for my hometown ball club, happy days are finally here again for the Padres. And honestly, long overdue. And it's great that we finally have a chance to root for a winning ball club here in Major League Baseball at long last, believe me.